So we got one of our tri-tips here. It's super trimmed. It came like this from the store, so I didn't do any trim on this. This came just as is. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna start off by adding a binder. Just a little bit of Worcestershire sauce, W sauce, however you wanna say it. I know I always murder that word, but hey, the W sauce. For today's seasoning, we're gonna be using Uncle Steve's Shake, the thick meat. Now, this has got a lot of pepper in it. I can see the pepper in it. It's real heavy on pepper, and I think this is gonna go great on this tri-tip. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and give a nice liberal seasoning. This is a big piece of meat, so you wanna make sure that you get a good coating on your tri-tip. Go ahead and pat it in. Now on the other side, same thing. We're gonna just add a little bit of W sauce.
And you wanna do the exact same thing on the other side.
Now for the same thing as our other tri-tip, but on this tri-tip, I'm gonna be trying something different. This is Uncle Steve's competition cow powder. This has a really good flavor. All of his rubs I'll leave in the description box and in the comment section, so that way you can check it out. But this cow powder is some really good stuff. So this one, same thing. We're gonna hit it with a binder of some W sauce, just to make it nice and tacky. And then again, we're gonna just give it a nice, good coating of Uncle Steve's Shake. Now this one, I got a feeling that this one is a little bit more my palate for tri-tip, because tri-tip, sometimes I usually add like limes or lemons into the marinade and stuff. And this actually has a citrus taste to it. It's actually a nice taste for beef. So I think this is gonna do good for tri-tip.
Now you're gonna go ahead and do the same thing on that other side. We're gonna apply a binder and season that other side. And I actually let these tri-tips dry brine in the fridge on a rack for 24 hours.
So we're gonna turn on our pit boss, and we're gonna go ahead and set the temperature to 225 degrees. We're gonna cook these tri-tips low and slow. So I wanna just get a good smoke on them and just slowly bring them up to a medium rare. When you first turn on your pit boss, you're gonna notice this huge thick cloud of smoke coming out. You don't want that smoke in your smoker, so go ahead and leave your lid open and just let it, do what it's gonna do, and then the fans are gonna kick on and it's gonna just clear it all out. Yeah, it does put out some nasty smoke. So as you can hear, the fan kicked on right now, so it's gonna clear all that stuff out. Once you see the nasty smoke's cleared out, just go ahead and close it up, and we're gonna let it come to temp. All right, so once you have your smoker to temp, go ahead and place in your tri-tips. Now these tri-tips I let sit in the rub for 24 hours. I did a little experiment with the steak, and I dry brined the steak for 24 hours. And that one, it was a little bit intense on the salt. So the one with the toothpick, that's the cow powder. And this one over here is Uncle Steve's thick meat. Now, I'm gonna use a probe. So usually how the Pit Boss Austin XL works is usually cooler on this end. That's why I got the tail of the tri-tip facing this way and the thicker part facing that way. So we're gonna go ahead and probe right here on this little section. So that way we can monitor the temperature. We're gonna just close this up and let it slow cook. And then once it hits about 115 degrees, we'll finish it off. All right, so our probe is indicating that the tri-tip has hit 115 degrees. All right, so this one's saying that it's 115. Yep, right on the money. See this one over here. All right, very close. So now we're gonna open up the middle section where the flame broils at. Now we're gonna go ahead and increase it to about 350 degrees. It's got a little flame in there right now, but let some more pellets get in there and then the flame will get a little bit higher. Now we're not gonna increase this to really, really high because it's already almost at that temperature that we want it to be at. I'm gonna be cooking one of them to medium rare and then the other one medium. Now, they're really, really close, so you don't want to overcook these. So you just want that flame to just, get where it'll kiss the tri-tip, barely like right here. If you put it to 500-600 degrees, you're going to take a chance of overcooking your tri-tip.
Now, when you change your pit boss from 225 degrees to 350 degrees, you're gonna start noticing you're gonna start getting a lot of smoke. The reason why is because your pit boss is trying to catch up and it's putting in new pellets and it's putting in more pellets than what it would at 225 degrees. Now, this is normal. Just let it do its thing and let those pellets catch. But I have found setting your pit boss to 350 degrees gives you enough heat and a perfect flame to be able to grill up food. Now, it's not intense. It is a nice flame that's just right there above the heat deflector. Now I'm going to start off with the one that I seasoned up with Uncle Steve's competition cow powder. Now, this one I'm going to be cooking to a medium rare, so the internal temp that I'm looking for, and I like to check it every now and then with the thermometer probe. You want to be between 127 to 130 degrees. Now I like to let it go for a couple minutes per side, get some color on that tri-tip, and you want to check every now and then with the thermometer probe just to see where the temperature's at. Once it hits 130, take it off.
That hit a temperature of 130 degrees. Now I'm gonna just go ahead and finish this one off and I'll catch you guys inside for the taste test. Now I'm gonna let these rest for about 10 to 15 minutes before I start cutting them up. All right, so we let this tri-tip rest for 15 minutes. Now the grains are going this way. So, kind of go this way with it. Beautiful, nice, medium rare. Really juicy. I really want to try this cow powder from Uncle Steve's Shake. It's really juicy meat. That seasoning has a really good flavor on tri-tip. Look at that piece right there. I have to say the results on this tri-tip is phenomenal. This is gonna be some good eats. Now this one right here is with the competition powder. Tender, juicy. Letting the marinade sit like that for 24 hours, you can really taste it in the meat. And it's not like a salt dry brine. I did a salt dry brine one time and it felt like I over seasoned my steak. This right here is perfect. I'll actually be doing this more often. So the next time you feel like doing tri-tip, season it and let it sit for 24 hours. The results on this was fantastic. You know, and cook it to your preference. If you want it a little bit more done, you know, cook it a little bit longer. It's all about preference when it comes to steak. I like it medium rare, medium. My wife doesn't like it like that. The other one I actually cooked a little bit longer. But overall, you gotta try Uncle Steve's Shake. Now, this one right here is with the thick meat. Let me cut off a little piece of that. Cheers, y'all. Different in flavor. Different in flavor. And the competition powder, I get a little zestiness. On the thick meat, it's not. Overall, still good flavor. But yeah, you gotta try out some Uncle Steve's Shake. I'll leave his information in the description and in the comment section. Now I have these recipes, they're really good. You should try them out. Now y'all be beautiful and take care.
It's really juicy.
It is juicy, huh?
Mm-hmm. Once I put it in my
How's the flavor though?
Good. Good.
Good?
It's bomb.
Okay. You heard him.